The spotlights cut through the dry ice smoke like lasers in a cheap nightclub. The bass drops. The crowd screams. It is the Detroit Auto Show. The Legacy CEO walks onto the stage wearing a leather jacket that cost more than a mid-sized sedan. The Legacy CEO spreads arms wide. Behind the Legacy CEO sits the electric future. The car is sleek. The car is silent. The car promises to save the polar bears and the quarterly earnings report simultaneously. The Legacy CEO shouts that the revolution has arrived. The Legacy CEO claims that combustion engines are for dinosaurs. The shareholders applaud until the shareholders' hands hurt. But cut the feed. Kill the music. Turn on the harsh fluorescent lights of reality. Let us travel 3,000 miles away to a frozen, desolate airfield in the middle of nowhere. This is not a dealership. This is an electric vehicle graveyard. Thousands of these revolutionary machines are sitting here. The snow is burying the windshields. The batteries are slowly draining into the cold earth. The tires are flat. The legacy automakers told the world that demand was infinite. The legacy automakers lied. The only thing infinite right now is the inventory. These cars were supposed to be in the driveways of the middle class. Instead, these cars are depreciating faster than a banana in the sun. The Legacy CEO promised a golden age of green energy. But it turns out, the only thing green about this situation is the mold growing on the leather seats of unsold inventory. The revolution is here, and the revolution is currently waiting for a tow truck. Meet the Legacy CEO. The Legacy CEO has spent 30 years perfecting the art of the cup holder and the heated steering wheel. The Legacy CEO plays golf with senators. The Legacy CEO smells like mahogany and old money. But suddenly, the Legacy CEO is having a midlife crisis. The Legacy CEO sees the stock price of the electric startup from California going to the moon. The Legacy CEO gets jealous. The Legacy CEO decides to trade the pinstripe suit for a black t-shirt. The Legacy CEO decides to become a tech visionary. The plan was simple in the mind of the Legacy CEO. The Legacy CEO thought we build millions of cars. We just take out the engine, put in a battery, and boom, we are rich again. It was the corporate equivalent of a dad trying to learn TikTok dances to impress the kids. It was painful to watch. The Legacy CEO ignored the laws of physics. The Legacy CEO ignored the supply chain. The Legacy CEO just wanted the stock price to go up. And then came the meeting with the nervous accountant. The Legacy CEO slammed a fist on the table. The Legacy CEO shouted, "We need a Tesla killer. I want it sleek. I want it fast. I want it now." The nervous accountant adjusted thick glasses. The nervous accountant whispered, "Sir, the battery pack alone costs $20,000. If we sell this car for $50,000, we are losing money on every single screw." The Legacy CEO laughed. The Legacy CEO waved a hand dismissively. The Legacy CEO said, "You do not understand, you bean counter. We will make it up in volume. We are not selling cars anymore. We are selling a software platform on wheels." The nervous accountant looked at the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet was bleeding red ink. The nervous accountant knew the truth. You cannot make up a loss in volume. That is just losing money faster. But the Legacy CEO was already dreaming of a magazine cover. The year was 2021. Interest rates were zero. Money was free. The printer at the Federal Reserve was overheating. The Legacy CEO went on a shopping spree. Factories, mines, lithium contracts, cobalt futures, Superbowl commercials with celebrities. The Legacy CEO bought it all. The Legacy CEO promised 30 new electric models by 2025. The Legacy CEO promised solid-state batteries that did not exist. The Legacy CEO promised autonomy that would drive you to work while you slept. The stock market ate it up. The charts went vertical. It was mania. It was hysteria. It was a collective hallucination funded by cheap debt. Every press release contained the word electrification. Every quarterly call mentioned the word synergy. The marketing VP burst into the room. The marketing VP was vibrating with caffeine and delusion. The marketing VP screamed, "We will call it the Cyber Thundertron. We will say it has 1,000 miles of range." The tired engineer rubbed temples. The tired engineer looked at the whiteboard. The tired engineer whispered, "Sir, that violates the laws of thermodynamics. To get that range, the battery will weigh 4 tons. The car will crush the pavement." The marketing VP rolled eyes. The marketing VP shouted, "Who cares about physics? Just put a massive glowing screen on the dashboard." Consumers love screens. So the factories churned. The assembly lines roared. The cars rolled out. Huge, expensive, shiny. But there was a tiny problem, a microscopic detail. The legacy CEO forgot. The price tag. The sticker on the window said $80,000. The average consumer looked at the bank account. The bank account said $80. The legacy CEO built a spaceship for millionaires. But the legacy CEO was trying to sell the spaceship to people who were struggling to buy eggs. The mania was speeding toward a brick wall. Let us open the hood. Let us look inside the black box of this business model. It is ugly. It is gory. It is a crime scene of economics. The legacy CEO thought building an electric car was just like building a gas car, but with a different tank. The legacy CEO was wrong. An internal combustion engine has thousands of moving parts, but it is cheap to make because we have been doing it for 100 years. A battery pack is just a giant brick of chemicals, but that brick costs as much as an entire Honda Civic. Here is the math. The legacy automaker spends $50,000 to build the car. The legacy automaker spends $10,000 to market the car. The legacy automaker ships the car to the dealer. The total cost is $65,000. To make a profit, the car must sell for $70,000, but nobody buys it, so they discount it to $60,000. Congratulations! The legacy automaker is now in the business of selling dollar bills for 90 cents. The more cars they sell, the more money they lose. It is a suicide pact with a balance sheet. And then there is the product itself, the software. The legacy automaker knows how to bend steel. The legacy automaker does not know how to code. The screens freeze. The doors refuse to open. The autopilot tries to drive into a wall. And the charging. Oh, the charging. It is the Russian roulette of transportation. You pull up to a charger. Is it working? Is it broken? Is there a line? You plug it in. You wait for 40 minutes in a dark parking lot, eating a sad sandwich from a gas station. This is not the future. This is a punishment. The early adopters were fanatics. They tolerated the pain. The mass market is lazy. The mass market wants to turn the key and go. The mass market does not want to debug a beta version of a car in a rainstorm. Then the music stopped. The catalyst was not technology. The catalyst was Jerome Powell. The Federal Reserve raised interest rates. The era of free money died. The car loan went from 3% to 8%. The monthly payment for that $80,000 electric dream machine jumped from affordable to astronomical. The consumer stopped buying. The orders dried up, but the factories kept running. The legacy CEO had already signed the contracts. The lithium kept coming. The chips kept coming. The cars kept piling up. Ford announced they are losing tens of thousands of dollars on every single electric vehicle sold. General Motors delayed their flagship trucks. Hertz, the rental giant, made a shocking announcement. Hertz said, "We are dumping 20,000 electric cars. Nobody wants to rent them. They crash too much. They cost too much to fix. We are buying gas cars again." It was a massacre. The inventory days on hand skyrocketed. The dealers started to panic. The angry dealer called the regional manager. The angry dealer was sweating. The angry dealer shouted, "Stop sending me these electric bricks. My lot is full. I cannot sell them. The snow is burying them. I have customers asking for hybrids. I have customers asking for trucks that run on gas." The regional manager stammered. The regional manager checked the script. The regional manager said, "But sir, the corporate mandate says you must take 50% electric allocation. It is the future." The angry dealer screamed into the phone. The angry dealer said, "I do not care about the future. I care about making payroll on Friday. If you send me one more electric car, I will park it in your living room." The bubble burst. The legacy automakers are now slashing production. They are canceling battery plants. They are quietly pivoting back to hybrids. The stock prices have cratered. The billions of investment are burning in a bonfire of bad decisions. The graveyard of Wall Street is filled with investors who believed the PowerPoint slides instead of the balance sheet. The legacy CEO walked away with a golden parachute. The retail investors walked away with a tax write-off. If you want to avoid being the liquidity for someone else's exit strategy, you need to stop listening to the hype. You need to look at the numbers. The numbers do not care about your feelings. The numbers do not care about saving the planet. The numbers only care about profit. That is what we do here. We dissect the corpses of corporate failure, so you do not become one. Subscribe Arca Insight. We do not sell dreams. We sell the wake-up call. So here we are. The revolution has been postponed due to lack of interest. The legacy CEO is back in the boardroom, quietly approving a new line of gas-guzzling trucks. The shareholders are breathing a sigh of relief. The electric dream is not dead, but it is definitely in a medically induced coma. The irony is delicious. The industry spent billions trying to reinvent the wheel, only to find out that the customer actually liked the old wheel just fine. It turns out you cannot save the world if you go bankrupt in the process. The future might be electric someday, but tonight, cash flow is king. And cash flow still smells like gasoline.